Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to In the Trenches with Dr. Tammy. Now, listen, we were not on air last Friday, so I did not get a chance to say Happy Founders Day to my sisters, my sorors of Zeta Phi Beta Incorporated. Happy belated Founders Day since I was not on camera last week. Now, I saw so many of your beautiful faces out and about. I missed you this year. I missed you this year because I was not outside in those Zeta streets. I was home, wedding planning. Every time I say it, I get a little bit tickled, just a little bit, because who knew? Who knew that this day would be a day that I would actually be celebrating in my mid 50s? In my mid 50s, but I am most definitely excited, more than excited. So, that brings us to our topic today. No, I'm not going to talk all of this time about the wedding. I know you want to know. Some of you have seen little bits and pieces about it on my social media. Keep following. You will see other little pieces there. Just know that it's going very well. It's going to be a beautiful display of the love that Patrick and I have for each other. There it is. If you've been on social media or you've been to our wedding website, then you know his name. His name is Patrick. So anywho, let's get on into it today. I want to talk to you about the capacity to love. So many of you have asked me, how did I get to this place? How, after the hurt, the heartache, the betrayal, let me repeat it, the hurt, the heartache, the absolute betrayal of my trust. How did I get to a place or a space of having the capacity to love? Well, honestly, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. I know that I talked to many of you about being able to do that, being able to love again after that hurt, being able to even think about loving again after that hurt. Because so many of us will run away from that because you don't want to experience that feeling of hurt, betrayal again. You don't want to experience it. Trust me, it's not a good feeling. It is not. But to get to a place and or a space where you can have that capacity again takes work on your behalf. So for me, what worked initially was to retreat. It was to retreat away from any and everything attached to that person. So for me, I should probably probably call it removal as opposed to retreat, because I wasn't running. I removed myself from any attachment to that person. You have to think about it in terms of, I just need to guard myself temporarily. I'm saying temporarily because you're really guarding yourself from the things that specific person did that caused you pain. Because many of us want to continue to guard ourselves from everyone. But that's not what we need to do. It is important. Let me stress this to you. It is essentially important for you to remember that other people are not the same as the person who hurt you. So you are going to guard yourself temporarily from that person and the things that they've done. Now, you may want to continue to guard yourself from that person for however long it takes for you, because you're going to need to go through a healing process. Whatever works for you. Everyone gives you this list of things that you should do. There's not a one size fits all for getting over the pain that another person caused you, especially a person who you cared very much about, a person who you loved, a person who you more than likely thought you were going to spend the rest of your life with. Now, for me, I removed myself. Initially, I thought about not doing that. But for my own well-being and my mental health, I needed to remove myself. And yes, I said mental health. So many times we don't want to talk about how hurt, betrayal can cause you to think some negative thoughts. You can think that you're unworthy. You can think that you are not enough, when in fact, that person who hurt you, who deceived you, who caused that unnecessary pain to you, they were not enough for you. They were not worthy of you. They lied. Many times they cheated while you were being true to what you believed to be a loving relationship. Unfortunately, that was not the case. So you remove yourselves. That's what I did. That's what I continue to do. Someone asked me, do you ever speak with him? Do you have any communication with him? I do not. And that's no slight against him. He's going to be who he is going to be. But Dr. Tammy, she has decided that there is no space in her life for that kind of negativity, for that kind of manipulation, for that kind of deceit. So I created space in my life for only those people who bring me peace. Yes. So you probably heard me say those people. And it's not because I was dating multiple people. I was not. I was only dating the one. However, in that period of time, in that cleansing, healing period for me, I also removed other toxic people from my life. Because in order for me to have the capacity to love again romantically, I also needed to remove the other negative people, because those are the people that you have in your ear all the time telling you what you should do. Or let me tell you how they say it. If I were you, I would do this, knowing full well they would not do any of the things they are telling you to do. So I removed those people as well. So first, I removed him. Secondly, I removed the remainder of toxic people, because my healing journey, my healing process needed to only include the people who truly had my best interests at heart. It needed to include the people who understood that if I said I cannot talk today, they understood it did not mean that I had an issue with them. They understood that in that moment, I needed space to be quiet, to self-reflect, to rebuild. And yes, I said self-reflect because I needed to self-reflect on the role I played in allowing myself to be mistreated. Ooh, some of you are not going to like that. Some of you are not going to like it. Yes, we often allow people to mistreat us. We think that if we don't have those courageous conversations with them, if we don't help them to understand how we need to be loved as individuals, if we don't do those things, then they will become the person we need them to be. When truthfully, especially in my case, it had been over a decade of time together, this person knew exactly how I needed to feel love, what I needed to feel love from them. Unfortunately, he could not or chose not to do that with me. And again, this is not me dumping on him. This is me sharing with you the facts of the events that took place. Now, it got to a place where I had to choose. And as you heard me say before, I removed him and other toxic personalities from my space, because I deserved the time to heal, the necessary time to heal. In my healing journey and process, there were other people who entered my life who were also toxic. I'm trying not to laugh out loud, y'all. I'm trying not to laugh out loud, because what happens, even if you're already healed and ready to move into something else, you're still going to experience people who come into your life who do not have the best intentions, or they may have hidden agendas. So yes, some of those also presented themselves. And like me, you will have to weed them out. You may not know immediately that they are not for you, that they are not what you need, they are not what you are hoping to receive. But watch very closely. They will present their true selves. And like me, you will weed them out. You will weed them out. And some of you know that to be discernment. I'm not going to go into it, but you need to utilize that. Let go of those people. In this continued process that I have, I learned to do more of this, and that is to take care of the people who take care of me. Now, you know that's hard for people like me because we are givers. We are always ready to give, and often neglect to see the fact that people are not giving to us. Now, I'm not saying to discontinue being a giver. I've said this before. If you are a giver, continue to give. We simply need to be more selective in who it is that we are giving to. Okay? So in this process, I have removed people, him and others. I have continued to weed people out. I have self-reflected on how I can move forward and help people to understand, particularly the person in my life, how to treat me, how I want to be loved. And I say that to you because so many of you will attempt to love your person in the way that you need to be loved. And that's not accurate. You need to love your partner, your individual, your person in their love language, not yours. Now, yes, I said that, not yours. So as we continue to hear what I'm saying, as you receive this, and I hope you do, the reason that I have the capacity to love is not only because I let go of some people, but I worked on me. In the waiting season, in the time in which I waited for the person who God made specifically for me to show up, I worked on me. I worked on making sure I understood truly what I need, not sitting in the space of what I thought I wanted, but I had to understand what I needed and wait for that to show up. In the meantime, I worked on my projects. You've seen it, my photo shoots, my books, the podcast. I worked on the things that increase, or shall I say, enhance who it is that I am. I further embrace the ability to walk in my purpose. I continue to not allow negativity to creep into my space. That includes the negativity of my own thoughts. I'm shaking my head because sometimes even our own thoughts can become negative because you start to wonder. But you're going to discontinue doing that. You are going to speak life over yourself. You are going to do the things that you know you need to do for a positive outcome. Those are the things that I did. There's so much more that could be discussed, but we are running out of time. So I want you to hear me when I say this. If you're looking to be loved, there's an opportunity for that. Don't chase it. Don't chase it. Let it find you. Let it be organic. Create a positive space, one in which you do not bring the negative thoughts or guard yourself from the things that the other person did. Be cautious, of course. I can understand that. But remember that the next person is not the person who caused you the pain. And in those moments, you will grow. You will grow, you will grow, you will grow, and you will regain your capacity to love. I did. I did. And in June of this year, I am going to marry a very beautiful soul. Had I not gotten out of my own way, had I not decided to move in a manner that was positive and not allow myself to be mistreated anymore, this would not have presented itself to me. I am grateful to the Most High for helping me to see what I needed to do, because again, it falls on us as well, even though we have been hurt. Let's all do our part and regain your capacity to love. With that being said, happy Friday! Happy Friday! Happy Friday to you! Much, much, much love.